Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So, yesterday I went to a flea market that's about under, I don't know, 2 to 3 miles away from my home. It's more of kind of on the outskirts, but not really of the city in Texas where I live. So, I went to go check it out yesterday and did not know what I was going to find or expect to find. So I only had like 20 bucks. Plus, before I get into talking about what this video is about, I am going to be talking real quickly about a Jethro Tull album that I've been listening to a lot this week, about a CD box set that I picked up a few weeks ago, and what was it, like about 4 records that I picked up for 20 bucks. I thought that turned out to be a good find for myself. These are records that I like. I love the music. You won't see no metal or no prog in here. Just good old classic rock and roll or radio rock or how you would like to refer to these records that I found. But before I began, man, yesterday was a nice day. The weather was real nice. It was like about under 70. And so it was nice to get out with my sweetheart and walk around the flea market. Had lunch out there. As you see in the title, I mentioned the word hamburger. Had what we call around here a no frills hamburger. In other words, there's nothing, mind blowing. Just a good old fashioned hamburger, with cheese. It was a cheeseburger. Lettuce and tomato. It was real good. I gave it 5 stars and it did hit the spot. So let me go ahead and get into music here, okay? And I've been listening to this album a lot, that Jethro Tull. It's on Inside Out. Came out in 2023. Rock Flute. I really like this record a lot. And I found this used and picked it up at my local record store, End of an Ear. And it's a gatefold. So here's the photos. There's Ian Anderson, members of the band that play on this record. I really like this record. I unless I'm not understanding something here, but it's maybe a concept album, but a lot of the stories are seem to be from the tales of son of Odin or Odin the king, and the deceiving brother of evil Loki, which one of my favorite villains in the Marvel universe. But yeah, it has a really nice booklet that came with this. Sorry about that, but I am going to get some glare. Don't know why. But anyway, I really like the music on here. Yes, Jethro Tull is getting, Ian Anderson is getting a little bit older, and he talks the lyrics, which I have no problem. The flute playing is really, really good on here. Really amazing. It really gives the music that folkness to it. And the guitar playing, I love the guitar, really awesome, cutting edge sounding guitar, the way I perceive it. And one of my favorite songs on here is Wolf Unchained, which is kind of really interesting. And let me see if I can find that real quick. I don't want to take too much time. But apparently there's a story, a little bit of a story about it, and it doesn't look like I'm going to find it. But let me just read a little bit about this. It says, "He who dwells in the marshes is the famous wolf in Norse mythology. The gods had the dwarves forge the strongest chains ever built to bind Fenrir, for however you say that. He refuses to be bound unless one of the gods would stick his hand on Fenrir's mouth as a pledge of good faith." So there's a little bit of story, a little bit of some folklore, which is One of my favorite classes that I took back in college was American folklore. I really like that. But yeah, there's a little bit. The music's really good. It's folk, rock, and I can't really say for sure. I just think it's songs based off a lot of these mythology characters, Norse mythology, and music is really good. So just wanted to share that. Jethro Tull folklore. You could say, rock flute. You could say that I'm a late to the party about giving it a review. I really think it's a good record. Maybe not like what, I don't know what people expect. How about that? I don't know what people would expect Jethro Tull to do. But it's not going to be War Child, and it's not going to be Aqualung. It's just going to be another good, to others, great album by Jethro Tull. Okay, so moving right along, I got this really cool CD box set with 7 CDs. It is Sonny Rollins. It's the complete Prestige recordings. And like I said, it comes with 7 CDs. I got this for about $20 plus tax. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I hadn't seen it in a long, long time. But I did not pass on it because I was like, oh yeah, that's a really good CD box. And I remember when a lot of these box sets were released, they were really pricey. And I think it was because of the CD age, how CDs were popular. But now it's good to find them now. The wait paid off, and here it is, these complete Prestige recordings of Sonny Rollins. Now, in my notes, these recordings are from 1949 through 1956, hard bop, jazz, instrumental, and here are the albums that are on there. And I'll show one of the CDs. I really do like the way this was packaged, in my opinion. I like this. But this is like volume 2. And this has disc 5, 6, and 7. And hopefully nothing will pop out, but here you go. And of course the 3rd disc is underneath this one. So really, really good stuff here. I mean, I'm a fan of Sonny Rollins. Hopefully get that one night at the Vanguard. I did want the Tone Poet of it, the 3 LP set, but it's really, really pricey. So anyway, now moving on to the 4 records I found yesterday. And so one of them that I found, and I really didn't really need this, but when you come across these, what I call like a lime green Capitol label, that's a really good find. I'm taking that as a really early pressing. But this is the band, the album that they released back in 1969. And such one of their best records, in my opinion. It's this real nice gatefold, too. And such a solid record. Love Rag Mama Rag. The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down was the first song I heard on the radio as a kid. Up on Cripple Creek. There seems to be another one that I like. Oh, this is one of my personal favorites too. King Harvest Has Surely Come. I love that song. Really, really good song. I'll show the record here. It's a bit dusty. I haven't got a chance to clean it yet. But yeah, that lime green label. Nothing fancy about the inner sleeve. Didn't come with any kind of poster. So I thought that was really, really cool. That's the inner sleeve. I don't keep them in those sleeves. I usually put them in a new paper sleeve. The next album that I found out, 69, this one came out in 1970. Right after that band album there that I just showed. This is Delaney and Bonnie and Friends, their album To Bonnie from Delaney. It's in okay shape. I'm sure it'll play fine once I give it a good clean up. Here's the back cover of it. The covers, in my opinion, pretty nice. Here's the couple at one time. Of course, we all know that Delaney passed away, and Bonnie is still a singer-songwriter out there making music. Well, from what I heard, I've seen this album a lot posted by people in the vinyl community. Blues rock, one a lot of people do like. There's a lot of great artists on here that play. We got Little Richard, Dwayne Allman, and we also have Jim Gordon on drums. We have also, I think I saw, what's his name's name? And I don't see it. Bobby Whitlock on organ and vocals. So I'm looking forward to listening to the record. It's on that yellow Atco label, and I have to give my opinion that I really do like that Atco label, those yellow ones. They sound fine to me, like some of those Roxy music albums. They sound really good. Two albums that I found, and this was kind of an artist that I used to listen to back in high school, and I still like, but I hadn't had any of his records in my collection for a long while. But this artist came up on a series that I'm watching called The Boys, a graphic novel put out by Garth Ennis. And one of the characters, his name is Huey, and he is a big fan of James Taylor. And so I was like, you know what? Next time when I get a chance, I will look through some James Taylor, because I like a lot of his earlier records, probably the ones from JT and back, those albums. But I found two nice ones yesterday. I found a copy of his Sweet Baby James album, which has that big hit, Sweet Baby James. And Country Road was another one that was released as a single. This album came out in 1970. Here's the back cover. This is also an album that features another one of my favorite songs, Fire and Rain. Lots of great musicians on here, like we have Carole King, just to mention some. We have Randy Meisner on bass. And some of the other ones I don't know, but I'm sure, you know, these musicians and artists cross over to other people and play on their records. Produced by Peter Asher. It's a really nice copy of this album. Does have a sound that echoes the band and the Byrds. Folk rock, recorded at Sunset Sound in LA. Really popular place. This one had the original poster in it. I'll try to show it here. This is the poster. Really nice shape. And the lyrics to the song. So, really, really cool find there. And I was really trying to look for those green Warner Brother ones, the dark green. But this is fine because it's in really nice shape. It's just that Warner Brothers, that forest look, as some folks call it. Nothing fancy about the inner sleeve. You know, we've all seen that, Warner Brothers, where you could cut out and probably get a catalog sent to you. And the other album that I found is James Taylor's Mudslide Slim and the Blue Horizon. And this one's another one, and cover's in really nice shape, in my opinion. It's got the lyrics inside the gatefold. And this one is the one that had that big song, and come on, don't say you don't do this, but you reach over there, and when you hear it come on the radio, you do crank it a little bit, you know, sort of like that scene with Chris Farley, and I forget the other actor, and they're like, no, man, you change it. No, man, you change it. And then the next thing you know, they're both singing Superstar by the Carpenters. I'm referring to the song that was a big hit, You Got a Friend, I believe a #1 hit, written with Carole King. So, come on. We do reach over there. We love metal, we love prog, but we reach over there and we turned it up and listened to that song. That was his third studio album. Really in nice shape. Again, just the forest label look. Trying to work as best. My original light, it accidentally had an accident and it fell on the ground. So hopefully this video looks okay. I'm hoping. And so, yeah. Anyway, so I do want some more of the James Taylor. In fact, 3 other albums, and I think I'd be really good for a while. I'd like to find a copy of that self-titled album that he put out on Apple Records, and it's just self-titled. And I'd like to find One Man Dog. I like that one too. And this other album, I don't think I ever owned it, or maybe I did and I just never really played it. But the one that has something James Taylor and the original Flying Machine. Not the Flying Machine that was that kind of a psychedelic pop band that was called the Flying Machine or something. We don't own that record either, but if I was to show that cover, I think everybody would remember it. So that's it for this week, folks. I hope you're doing well, and I just want to say till the next time, take care, enjoy your music, and we'll see you soon.